panelimizde ise değerli panelistlerimiz Akdeniz bölgesinde ekonomik işbirliği potansiyelinin ortaya çıkarılması üzerinde duracaklar. Panel moderatörümüz Avrupa Birliği İşleri Müdürlüğü, Dışişleri Bakanlığı, Avrupa İşleri Birliği Müdürlüğü, Avrupa Birliği uzmanı Sayın Begüm GÜLER. Kendilerine hoş geldiniz diyoruz öncelikle. Ve panelistlerimiz Avrupa-Akdeniz İş Kadınları Örgütleri Federasyonu Başkanı Bayan María, Helena ve Felipe LEHTONEN. Aynı zamanda diğer panelistimiz Alman Kadın Girişimciler Derneği BDU Uluslararası Komisyonu Eş Başkanı Sayın Pamela Steinzel, İWMD eski başkanı Sayın Elizabeth Trellero da bu panelistimizle konuşmacılarımız. Kendilerine bir kez daha hoş geldiniz diyor ve sözü Sayın Moderatörümüze bırakıyoruz. Buyurun.
Herkese merhaba. Müsaade ederseniz konuşmamı ve paneli İngilizce dilinde sürdüreceğim. Çeviriye ihtiyaç duyanlar kulaklıklarını takabilirler. Distinguished guests, esteemed panelists, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to this important discussion on unlocking the potential of economic cooperation in the Mediterranean region. I'm Begüm GÜLER. I'm an EU expert and economist at the EU Affairs Directorate of Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I'm here serving the İzmir representation, and today I'm honored to serve you as the moderator of this important panel discussion. I'm excited with the wealth and of expertise our esteemed panelists bring to the table. Mediterranean region stands as the crossroads of trade, history, culture, civilizations, and it offers immense source of opportunities and economic cooperation. Today, our goal is to delve into the specific and details of economic cooperation here, and as the title suggests, there is a vast potential that remains unexploited. Therefore, in this discussion, we will navigate into various dimensions of unblocking this economic potential and empowering these economic ties, and we will be highlighting the role of private sector and particularly women in international business. So, therefore, we aim to uncover ideas and solutions that can drive sustainable development and prosperity across all Mediterranean nations. The format of the discussion will be a series of individual presentations that will be followed by your questions that will be taken from the audience. So, before we begin, let me also briefly introduce the speakers to the audience. We have Helena de Felipe with us. She has multiple hats, to name a few. She's the president of AFAEMME and vice president of Spanish Confederation of SMEs and the like. We have Pamela from Germany, from BDU, and she's chairing International Commission representing female-led firms. And she's a lawyer and board advisor, an international trainer and coach. And we have here Elizabeth Trellero. She's an economist with more than 40 years of experience in management in industrial high consumption goods and services companies. And she is the Foreign Affairs Director of AFAEMME. So to kick off our discussion, I would like to invite each panelist to provide some initial thoughts on the theme. So, despite its vast potential, why has economic cooperation in the Mediterranean region historically faced significant problems? Specifically, what do you see as the primary drivers of unlocking this potential? And what challenges do you believe we must address collectively? So, thank you, and let's engage into this discussion. The floor is yours, María. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much. A pleasure to be here with you today. Very pleased to be invited with İZİKAD. Thank you very much. Thank you for the networks, Union for Mediterranean, Scandinavian, all the AFAEMME members. and past members, thank you very much. Yes, as our moderator Begüm asked us, I think here today we are a successful story because we are a network of networks, and this is what we aim to do. We are promoting the economy in our countries, in our businesses, in our communities, and I think it is our main goal. I would like to share to you, because our moderator has given me the opportunity to do, I would like to share you how we are interconnecting between us, between women, business women organizations around the Mediterranean, from Europe, Africa, and Middle East. And we started 21 or 22 years ago, and I think here I can share with you small goals that we have achieved during these years. Nowadays we are 63 business women organizations from 23 Mediterranean countries, and we started seven, and one of them was especially KDENİZ, a businesswoman from Turkey, and we started 23 or 22 years ago. Our members in different countries, and now you have to know that when we started, the Italian community and the Italian business organization were pushing a lot. Now I have to tell you that from during this experience, Turkey is pushing a lot. We have several business organizations doing a good work and promoting their businesses in their communities. And I think that you have to be proud because you are pushing a lot in the Mediterranean area. What is our main goal, of course? All of included in women, power, economy, and position-making positions. You know, sometimes we are not only in the private sector, but we can be in the private sector, but we need to lead positions. We need to lead in economic or invisible positions, and this is our aim that we have been doing during the last years, promoting women in the private sector. We take this from Jordan, that we were as well with Mr. Wakil, and with the Algerian and Jordan businesswomen presidents, and it was a very successful conference that we did there, and we learned a lot. After this, we had our successful meeting in Alexandria. Thank you to Mrs. Remsian, who was leading and adapting all the circumstances to hold our MEDA forum 2 years ago in the Biblioteca Alexandrina. Really a great success, and thank you very much for all your support. Betul was with us, thank you. You're the president of IZİKAD, and several presidents. I think we were there more than 20 from several countries, and it was really a success because in July we called them, and in October we were there. Okay, thank you, thank you. Yes. And this was the last one. The last one was 16th of November in Barcelona. Every year we make our forum of women in business 1 year in Barcelona, in the Chamber of Commerce Çikarilmasi, and the other in our country. And now we are preparing for this year, 2024, in Tangier, in Morocco, hoping that we can succeed. I think we'll be middle or end of September 2024. We have the conclusions of this MEDA week. You can look at them, and we have in our webpage. Well, we do as well as for promoting national projects, because we are based in Spain, in Barcelona, and for local communities and for women. We're promoting women in the equality agent training. That is a successful story, and we are now we have recognized with ASCAMI, and it was a great success for our 20 years of running our network. And some collaborations. This was the collaboration that it was on the screen when Mrs. Helena showed us that we had some collaboration project with IZİKAD in the past, and it was really a nice one. Young Women as Creators, it was another project that we made under the umbrella of the Union for the Mediterranean. She decided to succeed was a project from the European Commission. And several other ones, yes. But what I would like to share with you are only 2 points, and after this I will give you the floor. What is our, I think, main problem that we can see around the Mediterranean? I don't know what in us really in America, but really is a problem that lack of access to finance. This is the next point in our list. After we have a lot, but this is the main one. And the other one that we can solve easily is that our women entrepreneurs, they don't join as much as we like to our networks. Women entrepreneurs, Chamber of Commerce, equality networks, because they have the professional life, they have the family life, but they forget to join to the institutional life. And this is a part that men doesn't have any doubt. For this, we have to push and promote between our networks to involve more young women, not so young women, but all our women entrepreneurs that can join us and we will be stronger. Thank you by now. Thank you very much.
Just seen a very strong collaboration. Thank you very much, Helena, for your insights, also for addressing those challenges. Now we turn to our following panelists, Pamela Spencer. Let me ask a question at the outset, and then you can maybe highlight your examples, your concrete examples of those collaboration platforms. We have seen the role of those empowering women entrepreneur organizations. What do you think, what role can those women business networks play, especially for building trust and feel that those women are not alone? Thank you.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned a very important point, because when we want to do a successful business, I think a room full of entrepreneurs, you all know, it begins with trust. Trust to your partners, but also to your clients. So I think it's important to put a framework and also condition opportunities to create this trust. So to meet up and just give opportunities. And the second driver, I would say, it's also to identify and to focus on the needs, on the practical needs. And we just discussed, for example, sometimes, to go to the MENA region, for Germans, it's maybe for French people, it's easier, or they think about it. So for German, it was less maybe the case, but it's also, taking fears, just create opportunities to get a first impression. And last year, for example, we went with 40 EU members to Egypt, to a big conference, and that was really a great experience, and they still talk about it, and it was just the opportunity to meet up. So I think that's certainly important, and that's also why I would like to share the experience with this network. Because this is based on a long-term cooperation with our sister association, and there's also ASA from the Egyptian association in the room. So that's really the idea, to cooperate. So just maybe before I start, in a nutshell, what does it mean for the youth? So we are the Female Entrepreneur Association in Germany, representing 1,800 female lead companies, and I'm in the chair of the International Commission, but I didn't come alone, so maybe just the Germans can want to talk to them. And you see, there's an interest for the MENA region. So going on, that's business, women in business. So you see the faces, happy faces, and also the meet-up. So I told you, nearly started 20 years ago, but now we're working about 10 years closer together. And when I say we, there you see our partners. So for you, that's our coordinator. Then you have two from Egypt. That's our from Tunisia, Lebanon, Algeria, and then we just extended this year to Senegal and Côte d'Ivoire. And so we're representing now 7 countries already, and with 8 members association. And we created a portal, and I mean, you will see it, and please feel free. I brought some flyers also. There's a portal representing now profiles of the members, and you're all invited to join. So it's not a closed club, it's really something giving visibility to role models in the region. And we developed some formats, programs, etc. So you see it's about 8. I don't want to explain all of you, but maybe explain what was our approach. Because it was always tailor-made. It was not like coming for the going to the region saying, you should do this or that. No, we were first of all listening, trying to understand what is the need. And give you examples. One was the target group, and you mentioned already how important it is to have access to finance. So one of our target group are startups, and then bring them together with investors. So we have the program with finance, and we have also created Senior Whip. And Senior Whip was addressed to older researchers which had great ideas and which were thinking about how to bring it into a company. And I give you one example which really touched me a lot. It's about cancer marker. And there was a lady doing research on cancer markers, because most often they are done or they are developed in Europe, and they work not so good for African people or people from other culture. So she's doing research on this special cancer marker, and the idea was to get her ready for investment. And she participated in this program, this special accelerator program, and in the end, she got the finance. The next example, it's more like focusing on the branch, and that's about creative whip. So there we brought together different people from the creative sector, and then they had workshops, etc. And it's always the idea to transfer experiences, networks, or also how, for example, to make e-commerce or things like that. But it's also bringing the people together, and it's always the 4 countries or several countries. There again, best practice example with one entrepreneur in Egypt, and she's now working with German and exporting her products now to Germany. And she adapted this, so it was about talking about product design, etc. And the last one, it's more on the topic. It's about female leadership. So we have also a program for women on board, and there the idea is that you bring experienced board members together with young professional or possible board members. And that was maybe also a bit the feedback. So we were very honored when we had these role models participating in our workshops. And in the end, they told us, so that was a great experience, etc. But next time we would also like to participate just as a participant, because it was so important to know and to hear what are the experience of the other and how to survive, because often it's not a question of competencies so it's more the informal knowledge which were transferred. So you see, it's very different, and the best is there are more to come. Because just before coming here, I was in Algeria, and here you see our partner there, that's SEF, and we were thinking about what to do. So it's really always this bottom-up approach, listening and then developing different programs together. And I think we will have a special or even more focus on this with finance and bringing business angel services, etc. and yeah, bringing them both together. So maybe what are the main learnings, yeah, from this experience? And I think again, sorry, there was two. Sorry, you just can put it back. But what are the learnings? That was listen first, act then. You know, I think it's very important when you talk about working together. The second is variety of services. We have different target groups, and often we had the program, and then the association adapted it on their markets, etc. And of course, you need committed people. And but then you bring that all together, you can create such a great network. And I would really like to end with a call to action. So this profiles, etc. You can really join the network and show the profile. And yeah, we are really open to cooperate. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Pamela Stansel, for those. Your presentation was inspiring. So I'm really impressed with what you have done so far in the region. You already, and Helena already highlighted many challenges in the region, especially for women. Now I would like to turn to Elizabeth Trallero, and I would like to ask, relying on your vast experiences in the region, how can we overcome those challenges, namely economic crisis, migration, geopolitical problems, the effect of the climate change, and other developments, and how can we create an environment conducive to stronger economic cooperation?
Let's go. I don't have a presentation. I'm a businesswoman, 65 already, and I still keep on taking 2-4 planes every week, traveling all over the world. Now, in different sectors of activity, kinds of customers. Let's talk about money. Yeah, because women seem not to talk about money. We talk about time, we talk about energy, but there's a lack of finance in schools for boys and girls and boys, doesn't matter. And it seems that money is something which is very bad for some politicians, for some societal organizations. Now, what's going on in the Mediterranean area? Every morning when I go to the office early, and I go late, of course, because it's not 8 hours, the welfare state, usual European sign, you see? Every morning, I know that I will lose or I will earn money. Last Tuesday, I lost 6,000 euros. Every container coming from China. Why? Because they have to go all over 10, 12 days more instead of passing through the Red Sea. Yeah? So, sorry, Tuesday, bad day. I lost some money. How do I go back to that? And that's the point. So, geopolitical challenges are incredible. You have to read every morning 7, 8, 10 economic newspapers, not social, economic newspapers. If you're not updated, you go to a bank first for a loan, you go to the lawyer, you have to be updated every day. That's the first point. And what's going on in the politics of so many countries? Every political decision or political party in a country affects economics. Okay? So, say, I stay in one market with certain products, some customers, will I lose? Will I win? So every day, it's a surprise, let's say, in order to be funny. And you know what I'm talking about. At least the women that that are businesswomen. Second, legally. Oh, come on, these politicians have nothing to do. So they start giving 1,000 laws, 2,000 laws, 3,000 laws in Europe, in Spain, in Italy, in France, in Internet. I mean, it's crazy. You cannot follow up, you cannot be updated. Laws are generated so quickly, and afterwards there's a time, and when we have to start, oh my God. Just imagine, when I was coming with Helena 2 days ago, no, yesterday morning, the first thing, they don't get an arrangement, and a decision is the sizes of cabin cases in the airplane and the 8 or 10 kilos. You know, I mean, they are not coordinating. They don't know. Each country, each airline, each business goes on its own, and this drives you crazy. It's just okay. Another one. So legal aspects. So you have to have in business very good lawyers. Because in order to be updated on all of that, it's impossible without good business lawyers, okay? Third, technology, immigration, employment. I live in a country, 3 million employed, the second highest after Greece in Europe, and nobody wants to work. You know, you go from that, you put. So I've got many immigrants, of course, and I like them, otherwise the machines will never work. I work in this industry. I don't work in services or high consumption only, mainly in industries. So, finally, what will I have to do? Next week I have a meeting with robotics, artificial intelligence, and I'm going to stop hiring people. Unfortunately, this is not what I want, but they are obliging me. 6 months at home, ill or not, doctors, social security, so you have to deal with all these sorts of things. And it's crazy. So, first I will buy a robot for home. Hey, Fermin, bring zero coke. And then I will make my family, because it's a family of, get accustomed, because half of the family likes robots, like me, and 2 of my sons, but the other half, the husband and the other son, don't like them at all. So you have a problem even inside your own company. So I said, I will buy one humanoid robotic, you know, like your me robot, like the film, and come on, bring me something. So they get accustomed to it. So technology, and we have to adapt that with the rest of the technology. Okay? And finally, environmental. I like nature, I love sports, and we have to take care of what's going on. But also from the economic perspective. I saw the problems of water before, you know, the slide on the first panel. And it's true, Spain is wrecked completely. It has not rained in Barcelona. 1 day, half a day, little for the last 3 months. All our deposits are under 60%. You know, some churches that were, you know, covered by water, now you see the upper parts of it. What's going on? And people keep on, and what's the technology to be applied to certain things at home, and how do we use it, and so on. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's be a little bit serious. Economics, it's what we depend on. And I agree with Helena, my very good friend, who 20 years ago said, Elizabeth, come and help me with AFAEMME. We are launching, because we were together in the Catalan Women Employees Confederation, and she said, help me because you speak languages, you travel and so on. I said, okay, I help. But I'm a little bit tired. You know, young ladies, where are they? I mean, you know, it's energy. I mean, time, okay, to dedicate yourself for institutional aspects, you need time, money, and energy. Still I have got energy, but come on, it's one of these days going to disappear from one moment to the other one. So that's going on. And access to finance. One of the things I have established many years ago, because I hate, you don't negotiate with bank, you do what banks want. Okay? That's an interesting perspective. No? And Germany is exactly the same, because I've got some German parents. And the point is, when there's one small business or medium-sized business that earns money, you know, every morning between 10 and midday, I am transferring money from one business to another one to help, instead of having to go to ask for a loan on a day-to-day basis. So I have to be concentrated. I cannot be ill, not even 1 day of the year, you know, or even from home. I mean, but you have to be concentrated and moving the money here and there, here and there, here. Why? Because the interest rates in bank are so low at the moment, you know, debt prices of countries, they're above 100%. So It's just, so, remember to give a key look at economics, because you remember Liza Minnelli, money makes the world go round. Money makes the world go round, and that's true. Go ahead with it, okay?
Thank you very much for your contribution. It was very intriguing set of concrete to-dos. Let me summarize 12 those points. Update yourself every day. Hire a good business lawyer so you can follow up the legal changes. Follow technological changes and adapt quickly. And pay attention to the economics. Well, remember to pay attention those indicators. Thank you very much. Now let me turn to the audience. I can see the potential in this room. I'm looking forward to ask questions to our esteemed panelists now. The floor is yours.
They need a microphone. Good afternoon. My name is Aycan. I'm head of Kyrgyz delegation. It's a big honor to see all of you here. And I wanted to say that it's a big issue to create new generation of business leaders. And of course, your experience would be so important for all of us. Maybe all of us should create some kind of platform where we can exchange with our problems and get your wonderful advice for us. So we are just on the stage of developing economic, and whatever you say, we also have the problems with the borders issue, and immediately our business ladies get trapped with the taxation and customs side. We lose lots of money, and our country is so small, but we need support of bigger countries. So I think from my point, I invite you to be part of this mentorship team, and this would be helping to our ministers decide our issues. Thank you so much. I just wanted to know whether you have these exchange programs.
Now I would like to react because you said we all should create our platforms, whatever. What I would say is not to create it, but join existing ones. Because I see a certain tendency that women, we create another one and an association here and here and here. We have in Germany a very good experience with the Berlin Declaration. I don't want to enter into the debate, but the result was that 17 very important German associations joined, and they act together in politics, etc., and finally reached the law about quotas and the better representation of women. And that was because we joined. With each association, nobody would listen to them, but suddenly, there were millions of women represented by this association. So I really would encourage you, have a look on what's already existing and then join. And have also this sharing. Sharing is caring. I think that's also something we should more think of Lady in Germany also have this recommendation culture. When you say every day something good about another woman, or when you get an offer, then give it to another one, to another lady. So I think that's also something we should maybe have a look on.
Okay. Maybe you can raise your hand so I can see you. Okay.
Hello. Thank you, all the panel. I was so impressed. I am Azza Mahfouz. Cruz, President of Alexandria Businesswomen Association, and I'm an advisory board member with the Women in Business group. I encourage all the attendants to join to this platform. We are a member with them and joining this network since 2003 with the VDU and the other. We are EMEA. EMEA is the Europe, Africa, Middle East. And we are a very successful businesswomen association. I'm proud to be a member in this platform. Thank you.
Thank you very much for all the insights that are given by you. I would like to ask you the impact of the digitalization and e-commerce regarding the unlocking potential of economic cooperation in the region. How do you see the effectiveness of the e-commerce to increase the interaction among the women entrepreneurs?
E-commerce is not a solution on its own 100%. It's just an alternative way of making business. I come from an age where there were no computers, Google didn't exist. Today, Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Apple are firing 28,000 people all over the world. Have a look at the news. So, Salesforce, something is going on. Now, not all businesses can be digitalized. I would say that in services more than in industry, for example. And when you analyze that, you have to take into consideration how much time and money you have to invest and what's going to come the return on that, the return on investment. Also, you have to find out if you have got the right people inside the company to follow, you know? And to be able of being the leaders of digitalization. I tend to ask my sons, I have got one that is studying the economics of digitalization and so on. He's the one, 23 years only. Last year in Vilnius, Erasmus. So you know, it's just breaking. It's a slow process. You have to invest a lot. You cannot get the return in less than 2 years. Like other investments, but even 3 or 4, you know. I mean, and the point is that, and for me it has always been like that, technology is created very fast, but human beings, legal aspects, economics and so on, we are going very slow. So you have, you know, when you analyze from the market perspective, the adoption curve, you have to take into consideration there's a gap in between that you have to keep on paying for. I am very pro. I don't know how to do it. I don't even care about it, but I always come with new ideas to the office and say my IT managers, let's do that. For example, I came to the Seattle and say, let's make Salesforce. After 2 weeks analyzing, it was impossible. You know, I mean, sometimes it's not so easy, and sometimes it's not unless you solve internal problems from the source. You know, it's from the strengths and weaknesses you have got inside the companies. You cannot go ahead for that at the level you would like to go. And perhaps, I hope I die one day and I see a faster evolution. But at the moment, economically, it's a question mark.
Son sorumuzu almış olalım. Bir mikrofon daha iletelim.
Have our last question.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry that I'm discussing with you. I don't agree totally what you have said, that e-commerce is not of such importance. I think it made huge changes in our relations. But what I would like also to emphasize, what you have been discussing all together, and especially you with very concrete suggestions and advices, is the importance of meeting and understanding in life together. I am from Slovenia. My name is Marta Turk. I am a woman entrepreneur since 1991, probably the oldest person here in this room, I'm sure. And all these times I was always member of such a very big associations like FCN and AFAEMME and so on. I traveled all around the world. And with the new technology, it's beautiful that we can meet online. But we have to feel a person. We have to meet the person. We have to touch her. And that is something which is very specific for women entrepreneurs. This energy which we're talking about today is the one which jumps from one to another. And it means next year you can discuss and communicate all the time using the technology. But you have heard and felt that person, and you again this believing in that person. So this is the most important part of our coming together and using this network of women entrepreneurship. At the end I would say that what would be good, like from my friend from VDU, is to understand that we can be a big force making big changes. Because now we are all in this situation that we should really push as women and women entrepreneurs to make changes. Look, we have wars. Look, we have climate change. Look, we have all these difficulties which we will be facing next year. So we are that force which could come together at least once a year and go only for 2 or 3 topics. We want peace and we want such a development which will be not too fast, but will be much more people, human-like. Thank you.
So, thank you for your comments. Sorry, perhaps I didn't explain it well. I didn't say I don't like electronic commerce and I don't agree with digitization. What I said is the majority of industrial companies that I manage, it is less than 10%, you know? So, for example, one company in Spain is 5% and the other in France is 7%. France probably is more advanced than Spain in this. I say it's the future, but it's not the present to pay the bills yet. Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your valuable insights and remarks. Before we conclude, let me thank the organizers and our esteemed panelists. Thank you very much for coming here. And please join me, applaud these panelists.